Episode 11. Invest in your future before you spend. Aum namapegavaith vasudevya. Imagine this. Two friends receive their very first salary on the same day. Both are equally talented. Both earn exactly the same amount. Both have similar dreams. As they walk out of the office, one friend immediately starts planning. A new phone. A luxury watch. Weekend trips. Dining out. The latest gadgets. He smiles and says, "I've worked hard. I deserve this." The second friend also celebrates. But before spending a single rupee, he quietly transfers a portion of his salary into an investment account. His friend laughs. "Why save now? We're still young. Enjoy life first." 20 years pass. One friend owns memories of expensive purchases that no longer exist. The other owns financial freedom. Neither became rich overnight. Both simply repeated different habits. Month after month. Year after year. The difference wasn't income. The difference was priority. If you want to build lasting wealth, reduce financial stress, and create a future where money becomes your servant instead of your master, stay with me until the very end. Because today's principle has transformed ordinary earners into financially secure families across generations. Most people follow one financial formula: earn, spend, save what is left. The problem is, very little is usually left. Wise people reverse the formula. Earn, invest, spend what remains. One small change. A lifetime of difference. Imagine a farmer during harvest season. Instead of keeping the healthiest seeds for next year, he cooks and eats every single one. The meal is satisfying. But next season, there is nothing left to plant. Income works the same way. Every rupee you invest becomes tomorrow's seed. Every rupee spent only for today's pleasure disappears the moment it is used. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us to act with wisdom, discipline, and foresight rather than impulse and attachment. Financial discipline is not merely about money. It is about mastering desire. It is choosing long-term peace over short-term excitement. Warren Buffett once observed, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." Simple words. Life-changing wisdom. Imagine building a house. Would you begin by decorating the walls before laying the foundation? Of course not. Then why do so many people decorate their lifestyle before building financial security? A strong future is always built from the foundation upward, not from appearances downward. Let me tell you a story. A young engineer joined a company at 24. His salary wasn't extraordinary, but his mentor gave him one piece of advice. The first person you must pay every month is your future self. The young man followed that advice. Every month, before paying bills, before shopping, before entertainment, he invested. Some months it felt difficult. Some months he questioned himself. Years passed, while others worried about every financial emergency. He remained calm. His investments quietly worked while he slept. One habit, repeated consistently, changed an entire lifetime. If today's message reminds you that your future deserves today's discipline, pause for a moment and write one word in the comments. Invest. Because every investment is a vote for the future you want to create. Now here's something fascinating. Albert Einstein is widely credited with calling compound interest one of the most powerful forces in finance. Whether or not the exact wording is his, the underlying principle is undeniable. Small amounts, invested consistently, can grow remarkably over long periods. Time often matters more than amount. Consistency often matters more than perfection. Imagine planting one mango tree. For several years, it produces almost nothing. An impatient person cuts it down. A patient person waters it, protects it, waits. One day, the tree begins producing fruit for decades. Investments often behave the same way. The early years require patience. The later years reward it generously. Peter Drucker once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Financial freedom is rarely predicted. It is planned, created, protected, one thoughtful decision at a time. In today's boardrooms, the strongest organizations don't spend every rupee they earn. They reinvest. They improve systems, develop people, strengthen technology, build reserves. Because wise leaders know, today's investment becomes tomorrow's competitive advantage. Your personal finances deserve the same strategic thinking. You are the CEO of your financial life. Your salary is revenue. Your expenses are operating costs. Your investments are capital allocation. Your future depends upon the quality of those decisions. But here's where everything changes. Imagine a river flowing through fertile land. It does not consume every drop of water the moment it arrives. It keeps flowing, giving life to fields, trees, villages, generation after generation. Wealth should behave the same way. Money should not simply pass through your hands. It should continue working long after you have earned it. That is the true purpose of investing. Not merely to become richer, but to become freer. The Roman philosopher Seneca wisely said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Financial preparation creates opportunity. Without savings, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. Without investments, every career interruption becomes a fear. Without planning, retirement becomes uncertainty instead of peace. The future always belongs to those who prepare for it. The Bhagavad Gita teaches balance, neither attachment nor carelessness. The same principle applies to money. Money is neither to be worshipped nor neglected. It is a tool. When used wisely, it creates security. When used carelessly, it creates anxiety. If today's message reminds you to think beyond today's paycheck, write one word in the comments. Future. Because every wise financial decision is a gift to your future self. There is another investment people often overlook. Invest in your knowledge. Markets may rise and fall. Jobs may change. Technology may evolve. But the skills you develop, the wisdom you gain, the character you build, travel with you everywhere. Benjamin Franklin wisely said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." Think about that. Money invested can grow. Knowledge invested can create the money. Health invested can help you enjoy it. Character invested can help you keep it. The greatest portfolios include more than financial assets. They include integrity, health, relationships, learning, faith. Imagine two professionals. One spends every salary increase upgrading his lifestyle. The other spends part of every salary increase upgrading his skills. 5 years later, the first owns more expensive possessions. The second possesses greater earning power. True wealth begins inside, before it appears outside. In today's boardrooms, the strongest companies don't simply celebrate profits. They ask better questions. How much should we reinvest? How can we strengthen our people? How do we prepare for the next decade? Great organizations think in decades, not quarters. Great individuals should think the same way. Chanakya advised rulers to prepare during times of prosperity for seasons of uncertainty. Because wise preparation transforms future crises into manageable challenges. History repeatedly confirms this lesson. The families that build lasting wealth are rarely those with the highest incomes. They are those with the strongest habits: consistent saving, thoughtful investing, disciplined spending, patient compounding, generational thinking. Wealth is often less about income and more about behavior. There is another lesson from nature. Have you ever watched an ant preparing for the rainy season? It gathers food while the weather is favorable, not because it fears tomorrow, but because it respects tomorrow. Preparation is an expression of wisdom, not fear. Financial planning should never come from anxiety. It should come from responsibility. Because your future family deserves today's discipline. Your future health deserves today's planning. Your future peace deserves today's sacrifice. Before you begin tomorrow, ask yourself one simple question. Am I spending to impress today's world, or investing to protect tomorrow's family? That one question, repeated every payday, can quietly transform your financial destiny. If today's episode inspired you to become a better steward of your money and your future, subscribe and continue this journey with us. Every episode is designed to help us build wisdom, strengthen character, and create lives of lasting purpose. Share this episode with someone beginning their financial journey, because one good financial habit can bless not only one person, but future generations. Together, let us become better individuals, build stronger families, create a better society, and leave behind a better world for future generations. Remember, earn with integrity, spend with wisdom, invest with patience, give with generosity, and live with gratitude. Because true wealth is not measured only by what you own. It is measured by the freedom you create, the lives you bless, and the legacy you leave behind. May we replace impulse with discipline, replace consumption with investment, replace short-term pleasure with long-term vision, replace financial anxiety with wise stewardship. May every rupee we earn become an opportunity to honor the divine through responsible living, compassionate giving, and thoughtful planning, so that our families, our communities, and future generations may flourish in peace, security, and abundance. Aum Namah Bhagavath Vasudevaya.